Welcome to My Loves Makeup. I'm Laura Basili. So today we're going to do a super quick and easy look. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my Mineral Touch Concealer on my eye. This is going to be the base for our eyeshadow. We're pretty much using this to prime our eyes, and I'm going to use a cream shadow brush to apply the concealer. So basically what we're doing is just dabbing this on our eye and blocking out the veins that show through because the layer of skin on our eyes is super thin. This way we have no show through with our makeup, especially when I'm doing light colors. I like to do this. All right, so we're just pressing that in, dabbing that on. You can tell I'm doing more of a dabbing motion than kind of like a smear. And pat, pat, pat. And go through both eyes and make sure they're just really nicely covered. All right, next thing I do is I'm going to take my fingers and just kind of make sure this is kind of soaked in there and really set onto my eyelids. Okay, perfect. Okay, do you see that? So it's just created a nice base. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with some pressed shadows today. We're doing some neutrals. There's some more colors. So we are going to start with our transition shade, and that is going to be Astute, okay? So Astute's just a really pretty soft tan brown. We're going to go right into that outer crease, and we're doing soft today, nothing too heavy. Move my mirrors around for you. So again, we're just making sure this is really nice and soft, nothing too dramatic. Again, I love using a concealer as a base because you really get the true colors to shine through rather than them kind of getting hidden by the veins that kind of show through on that thin skin. Okay. So this is just a hint of color, okay? This is our transition shade, nothing dramatic. I told you today we're doing soft and easy. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Deluxe brush. I'm going to dampen it with some setting spray. You can use water. You just want a damp brush because we are going to use a metallic shade. The metallic shade we're going to use is Gentle. It's just a really soft, shimmery pink. And still very neutral. So I'm just dabbing my brush on that shadow, and then I'm just going to dab it onto my eyelid. I'm going to do both eyes. Dampening that brush when you use metallics just really helps from getting the fallout that will happen with a shimmer or a metallic. Okay, so I'm just doing that right on the eyelid. I'm going to use a touch of it up underneath the eye. And any fallout that we do have, I'm not too concerned about because we haven't put any of our foundation on yet, and we will get that cleaned up when we do our foundation, okay? So just a light shimmer up underneath that eyelash. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is go back in with that fluffy crease brush and just kind of blend that crease. Just so that those two shades are kind of blended together. Okay. All right, next thing I'm going to do, excuse me, is go right back in with that brush. And I am going to use the shade Idealistic, okay? It's just this really pretty, it's a soft brown. It's just really pretty. It's a little more satin finish. And we're just going to use a touch of that up in our crease. Just to add a little bit of definition. Again, we are doing this very subtle. We are not doing anything harsh today. So you won't see a big transition in shades, okay? This is very light. The shade's just a little bit deeper than that transition shade. Again, just so we can get the definition, okay? You see that? Super subtle. All right, next thing we're gonna do is I'm going to go in with a liner shader brush, and we're gonna go in with a little bit of a darker color. So let's use the shade, what do I want to use? Let's do Nimble. Okay, it's a little bit darker brown. Actually, I think I want something a little bit darker than that. Let's do Non-Cynical, which is like a deep brown. So I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm gonna take my liner shader brush, okay? And I'm going to dampen that again with some setting spray. You can use water. You just want a damp brush. I'm going to take it in the Non-Cynical. And I'm just going to use this as a liner. And again, this is just a pressed shadow. Trying to make sure I get angles so you guys aren't looking at my nose the whole time. I'm going to take the shader side of that brush and just kind of soften that up. And we're going to use eyeliner on top of that. Okay, you see that? Just really softens that up. We're going to take it up underneath our eye. And we're going to use the shader side and blend that in as well. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is use some eyeliner. We are going to use the shade Perfect, and it's a liquid eyeliner. So it's right here. It's a dip and draw. So I still like to mix it up just ever so lightly. And we're going to do kind of a wing, okay? Nothing too crazy dramatic, but a nice soft wing. So I'm just taking that dip and draw and kind of taking a lot of the extra product off. And then we'll get started, okay? Now bear with me on these wings, girls. This is my least favorite thing to do. So I'm actually going to start with my lower lash and follow that lash line. Okay, so just a touch, and then I'm going to take that to the top. Okay, so nothing too crazy. And then we'll fill in whatever space is left empty. Okay, see that? So nothing too crazy. You can just see it kind of just finishes up that eye. Now let's go to the other side and do the same thing. And start with the lower lash. And you might find that one side's a lot easier to do than the other. And then we're going to take it up. Sorry guys, I know you're looking at my nose. Alright, let's fill this in. Okay, so you see that? So just a little bit of kind of like a nice wing. It's soft, nothing crazy dramatic. Let's go ahead and start finishing our eye with some mascara. So because I put liner on my lower lash, sometimes I might get some liner up in that lash. So rather than it setting on there and possibly giving me trouble, I'm going to clean that out. And silly me should have curled my lashes before I did that, but I forgot. So we're going to curl them now, trying not to touch the eyeliner. However, if we do, no worries. We can go back and add wherever we accidentally pick up some product because it's not fully set. So we'll see. Let's try not to get too close. Even though I love to actually get super close. Okay, that's not bad. We didn't do too much damage on that side. I feel like I really connected on that one, so let's see. Nope, it's nice and subtle anyway, so that worked out perfect. All right, let's go in with our Epic Mascara, and we are going to use the shade Black. So we're just doing a light coat. We're going to go to the next eye and do the same thing. And we're going to do 2 full coats, and then we'll just work on the corner for the third. And you can see, since we did a little bit of a wing on that outer corner, we're getting a little bit more of a dramatic open eye appearance. I'm going to put some on our lower lash. And then we're going to start working on our face here soon. Perfect. All right, so what do you think? Once we get our face finished up, this look will really come together. We're going to go ahead and get working on our face with some BB cream. I'm using the shade Bisque. I always mix my products before I apply them, especially with foundations, because they are mineral based, so they will separate. But just giving it a nice mix is all you need to do. So I'm going in with my blending bud. I'm going to dampen that some. Not too much, just lightly. And then just kind of dab that BB cream into the skin. I love the way this sets on my skin and gives me a nice even glow and light coverage. So it's really nice if I just want a little bit of blemish control and I don't really want to do heavy makeup. And then if I want to do a little bit more of a full coverage look, I just add my setting powder on top. I'm sorry, not my setting powder. My press powder foundation on top. And you get beautiful coverage, okay? Alright, so do you see that nice youthful glow? A lot of that is the moisture in this BB cream. And it will just soak right into your skin. Super amazing product. This is like my, probably the #1 seller right now. Everybody is loving the BB cream, especially because it's perfect for year round. In the summer where you don't really need anything, just a little bit of, you know, something to help with your complexion. It's perfect. Alright, so I'm going on the opposite side of that blending bud now that it's dry. And I'm just kind of going all along that, my face, and kind of picking up any of that extra moisture before I put on top my, let me clean up underneath that eye real quick. Before I put on any of my powder foundation, because I don't want it to look oily. I want to have a nice youthful glow, but I don't want to look oily, so I'm going to pick up some of that extra shine. Perfect. All right, so next we're going to go in with our powder foundation, and this is the shade Poplin. And we're just kind of setting this on our skin. I'm not going to go in heavy with this. And I don't focus too much underneath the eye because I don't want a lot of product setting in my fine lines. Perfect. Beautiful coverage. Did you see that? Love it. All right, let's do some bronze. Let's do some beachfront bronzer in the shade Sunset. So I got 2 new brushes yesterday. Actually 3, but 2 that I'll actually use. And these are Real Techniques, a 403 and a 203. This one's supposed to be for contouring. This one's supposed to be for blush. We are going to work with it today and see how much we like it. Brand new brushes. You guys will be able to see if it is perfect or a total fail. So I'm going to go in with my bronzer. And we're just going to apply this on our forehead. Okay, I like how it's, so far, it's just setting on there like very subtle. It's not too heavy. Looks like it's blending out pretty nicely. Okay. It's a little big, so I'm just gonna hopefully, it's not too much underneath my cheek. But what we'll do is go right up underneath the cheek. And then kind of blend it out. What do you guys think? I think I like it. I think I like it a lot. It's supposed to be really good for like making it blend it out real nice so it's not harsh. I think it's doing a good job at that. I lose some control of exactly where I want the product, but that is okay with me because I do prefer subtle lines than harsh lines. Yeah, I think I really like that brush actually. All right, so thumbs up on the Real Technique. This is the 203. So I like that one. Let's do a little bit of blush. We're going to use the shade Sweet. It's a mineral pressed blush. We are going to use the new, I think this is the 403. Yes, the 403. So it's smaller, so it will focus hopefully right on the apple of the cheeks. It's a little bit more, it doesn't flare as much as the contour one, but I think it'll be okay. So we're just focusing on that apple. Yeah, I really think I like these brushes. I think I like them, girls. I think I like them. Yeah, it's really doing a nice job blending out. Yeah. I think it's a thumbs up. So the 203, the 403, thumbs up. Double thumbs up for Real Techniques. I love those brushes now. All right, so then let's go ahead and work on some lip. Lips, we are going to do a soft lip, of course, because we're going for more soft today. We are going to use Pouty Lip Liner, probably one of my favorite lip liners. Overlining ever so slightly. All right, so that's just a light overline. And then we are going to use lipstick in the shade Upscale, I believe. Yep, Upscale. Blend together. And then we have our soft, easy, beautiful look. So just to go over the eyeshadow that we used today, we used Astute, Gentle, Nimble, and Non-Cynical with a little bit of eyeliner. Cheeks were just a really soft, sweet blush. A little bit of contouring with Sunset, Pouty, and Upscale for the lips. And the face, my basic face routine. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to share this video if you find it useful. And I'll catch you girls next time.